Only 8 kings ruled the earth for 241,200 years, according to the Sumerian king list. More than a dozen copies of ancient texts referred to as the Sumerian royal list have been discovered in recent years by archaeologists in areas such as Babylon, Susa, and Assyria. It's believed that by most to have been written during the third dynasty of Ur, while many believe that it was written earlier. We know the city of Ur is where Abraham was born, and he left there to go to the promised land, Canaan. Now, the most well-preserved edition is called Prison Prose and is now in the Ashmolean Museum, where it's on display. And since these lists were first discovered by human beings, they continue to confuse historians. The text narrates a very fascinating era of history. According to the text, during this time, the gods ruled humans for tens of thousands of years at a time. Reports are made of 8 kings who, quote, came down from heaven, end quote, and ruled for a period that lasted over 241,200 years. Their empire ended during the Great Flood that demolished the foundations of the earth, and the 8 kings fatally met their destiny. After the flood, it's supposed that the kingdom came down from heaven again, quote unquote, and heavenly beings took control of the earth once again. The context of these texts could be just myth, of course. Nevertheless, it becomes more and more interesting with the references to events and stories, which include the dissolution of the long tenure of the 8 kings, as well as with their replacements, who are listed in the list of the royal Sumerian lists. There are many who believe that the story described in these texts is not just a myth, but a reality, and if these kings were really coming down from the skies, could they have come from another world? That's the question. Creation, Genesis, Sumerian king list. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. This is I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Only support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.